So once we're able to gain a proper and stable posture, we can settle into the practice. At first, we can feel the weight of our bodies on the cushion or on the chair, on the bed, wherever we choose to meditate today. If we're lying down, we can feel the contact of the bed on a larger part of our body. So we just notice that. Or if we're sitting down, we feel the contact in a smaller part, but the gravity should be more intense. The idea is to really feel the weight pressing down on the earth, helping us to stay grounded and giving us a stable and steady posture to work with. One of the most important things here is to ensure that our backs are straight, regardless of which posture we prefer. Once we know that our backs are aligned to our lower bodies, relatively straight but not tight, we can make sure that we are not constricting or making our bodies stiff in any manner. One way to achieve this is to straighten the lower back as much as we can and arch the upper back as well. Twist from side to side to ensure there are no air gaps. And then slightly drop the shoulders and the upper back just enough to gain a sense of comfort so that we can maintain the posture for long while still keeping the lower back straight. We'll start by creating an altruistic motivation for the meditation session today. So please think that you are meditating not just for your own individual benefit, but you are now taking the time to meditate and develop your mind to become a wiser and kinder person who is able to benefit all sentient beings. We'll start with a simple practice of bare attention. By bringing our minds to the opening of our nostrils, paying attention to the subtle sensations as you breathe in and out through your nose. You can feel certain sensations as the air passes, as the small hairs move, cooler sensations as you inhale, and warmer as you exhale. Don't follow the air into your body or out into the surrounding environment, but rather place your attention on the sensations associated with the breath, just at the opening of your nostrils. By narrowing our focus of attention purely on this area, we'll keep our attention firmly placed on those sensations only. In the beginning, if you find it helpful for concentration, you can mentally note in and out with each inhalation and exhalation. Using the breath as an anchor for your attention, especially if your mind is scattered and distracted. As we place more emphasis in your meditation on the element of concentration, we focus more firmly on the breath. Through this process, distractions are completely normal. We might be swayed by a thought, by an external sound, or sensations in our body, such as itching or pain. As soon as we realized that such a thing has happened, simply we take note, such as thinking or sensation, and we label the same. We don't get upset or disturbed, and we definitely do not judge. Then, very gently, we can disengage from the thought or distraction and return to our attention on the breath. When you gain a deeper level of concentration and focus, loosen your attention slightly and place greater emphasis on the element of mindfulness in your meditation, allowing your mind to be attentive and observant of whatever comes to notice, regardless of what it is. Don't identify with the mental elements arising, but simply observe them like a tourist. Allow them to arise as you observe them and pass away without getting involved. Just be aware. As you gain greater mastery over this kind of meditation, each time the mind wanders from the breath, begin to note specifically how and where it has wandered. To thoughts of the past, to present day thinking or fantasizing, to future planning. What kind of thoughts tend to distract the mind's attention? What does this indicate about the delusions that play a role in your life? We'll do this for another few minutes before moving on to the main body of the practice. Allow your mindful attention to expand and to encompass your entire sphere of experience, of consciousness itself. Forget that there is an observer and something being observed. Simply imagine your experience, your consciousness, as being just like the sky, completely clear, vast, spacious, without end. Concentrate on this experience. Identify with this experience. Calm, clear, and spacious awareness. The mind here can be likened to an ocean, and the thoughts and other mental events can be likened to fish swimming through that clear, spacious medium. We are ordinarily unaware of the nature of the mind and instead observe only the fish like thoughts. It is as though we are observing an aquarium through a large glass wall, and at first we notice only the fish. If someone were to tell us to observe the clear water in which the fish were swimming, we might at first have difficulty noticing it because of its transparency. But by simply realizing that the fish could not be swimming unless there was some substance to swim in, we can take our attention away from observing the fish and focus instead on the clear water. In a similar fashion, we let go of paying attention to our fish like thoughts. Instead, we step back and recognize the clear light nature of our minds, within which all our thoughts and other mental events occur. We identify with our minds like the ocean, with that clear, open spaciousness. In our ordinary state of mind, as we go about our business every day, having conversations, planning, thinking, worrying, making lists, and so on, it is as if we are living on the surface of that ocean. All those thoughts and feelings and ideas seem to fill our minds, making lots of waves, lots of turbulence and agitation. But as we identify more and more with our ocean like mind and let go of the wave like emotions and fish like thoughts, it is as if we start to descend into the quiet depths of that ocean like mind. We reach a state of mind that is more peaceful, still, free of agitation and disturbance. In the case of the aquarium, we will continue to see the fish swimming in front of us as we focus on the water. However, when we focus our attention on the clear light nature of the mind, our thoughts will beginning to diminish in intensity and frequency, thereby quieting the mind and enhancing our ability to concentrate. Whenever we identify with and are carried away uncontrollably by a thought, a feeling, we lose any awareness of the spacious clarity of our minds, of the vast, clear, and knowing nature of the mind, within which each thought or feeling occurs. Our perspective becomes small and constricted. It's as if all there is are waves and we've lost the ocean. We lose that open and quiet spaciousness. When we can simply observe these thoughts and feelings arising without getting involved, when we can identify with the ocean instead of the fish and the waves, then we can reside in that spacious purity and basic clarity of mind. Calm, clear, peaceful, open spaciousness, without agitation, without delusions, without anxiety and distress. Without dissatisfaction and attachments and aversions. Dedicate all the positive energy that you have created by simply observing the mind like the ocean, towards further sessions and towards keeping and retaining this sense of calm, open spaciousness, not just in this session, but throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month and year. we take a mental challenge to ourselves to not lose sight of this basic fundamental clarity of mind, regardless of how swayed we feel with the thoughts and emotions of each moment. Remembering that this basic knowing clarity of the mind is like a precious jewel we carry with us at all times, through all spaces. We now dedicate all the positive potential we have accumulated through this practice of mindful meditation towards becoming a better and better person who is at more peace in life and who can bring more peace and well being to everyone around us in every moment of every day, so that no moment of mindless anger, distraction, or delusion can undo the good work we have done here. By dedicating, we seal all our merits and almost lock them in a safety box so that our own delusions don't take away from it under any circumstance, either karmically or psychologically. We continue to stay abiding in our positive potential. Any virtues we may have accumulated from studying, meditating, contemplating on, reading, understanding, and applying the Buddha's wisdom. May this serve as a cause for our awakening. For only when we are awake or more awake are we beneficial or more beneficial to help ourselves and those around us. Thank you so much for being a part of today's session. And I hope you all have a very, very wonderful day ahead. I'll just stay here for a few extra moments in case anyone has any questions or any feedback that could help me as well. Please feel free. Since there are no questions at this time, we can end the session. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. Thank you.